Do a little bit of a, what do you call it, review of Avatar. This time maybe a little bit better than the one that I did before. I think I've got my senses about me, I'm not sure. I thought Avatar was inspirational. I thought that every little bit about it had a lot to do with the relevance of what's going on around us today. From the point of mercantilism that goes out and tries to take over other worlds in order to rape it of all its resources for our own benefit, to the point of introspective qualities in us as individuals, to the point of our relationship with our environment. I'm going to get emotional again. James Cameron, thanks. I think it's inspirational. I think it's a brilliant vision. I thought it was one of what he did with turning something that we don't really see all that well into something visual and quantifiable through Avatar. The relationship we have with our environment. He's got something. I mean, a lot of films he's done have explored a lot of areas a lot of people wouldn't dare. Interesting man. Our tendency to be somewhat prejudicial in terms of our indiscriminate discrimination, the way that we can isolate things inappropriately according to things that we don't really connect with. I look forward to a sequel, Mr. James Cameron. I don't know if anybody's noticed it, but at the end of that movie there are 2 living avatars left. One of them has become integrated with its host. The other one, no, we didn't find out what they did with it. Chances are they can't bring themselves to kill it. It's still capable of functioning. The auto-motor functions still work. We know that because when they're disconnected from their avatars, the avatars just sleep or simulate sleep. It's why the thing that I wondered about was, how do they suppress the consciousness? I mean, it's a whole consciousness. It's a whole individual. Otherwise, he would not be able to be transferable over to the avatar. But what happened to the consciousness that would otherwise develop on its own? Was it suppressed? That's what I'm thinking. Now, with all the machinery gone, there's nothing to prevent the suppression. Perhaps. I don't know what kind of detail or rationalization they may use for the development of this body. Because it's not just a body, there's a mind there, intact. If there's a part 2, Sigourney Weaver will come back. as a suppressed consciousness that will become unsuppressed. And I'm wondering about the battle that will go on between Sullivan and his avatar. The avatar's consciousness that was suppressed previously. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that respect. I'm interested in watching a sequel for so many reasons. There's great potential to work with this, even starting from the standpoint of the wonder of the technology of the Avatar program may be very intricate and refined. But by comparison to Sullivan being put into the body, it has to be crude. So you'd think that his introduction to the body itself will overwhelm his consciousness at the beginning, and will be almost of the nature of a person dunking themselves into some extreme that they've not been used to suddenly. It's like plunging yourself into a body of ice water, and the shock that drives the gasp reflex and makes you suddenly overwhelmed by all the sensations that are going to come to you, and the new integration that's going to have to take place in order to be able to get used to the use of the body. And there is that aspect of the suppressed consciousness and what's going on there, and whether he's going to have to undergo an internal battle. That will be interesting. On my own pleasure, because of my love of animals. And the reason that I enjoyed it so much. One keeps coming to mind, and that is of Sullivan getting onto a dire horse and bonding with it, and just sitting on it owned as if meditating and remembering music that he loved, and the horse beneath him begins to dance. I look forward to it. I hope to see something amazing. Thanks. Bye for now.